If you know who I'm talking about, then you got me. My biggest enemy is me, and even I can't stop me. They try to shut us down and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God and he on my side. That's the confidence I got, cause he got me. That's why I really feel.
Okay, here we go. And what is up, folks? I am Brandon Garcia. I am Coach B, and this is the NExT podcast. And I'm coming to you today with this podcast a little later in the afternoon, but I'm coming to you with it anyway. I'm so excited, guys. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we've got a couple of great interviews. One from a friend of mine who's an obstacle racer. She's an amazing athlete, but she's an everyday Jane, and she has an incredible story. And I'm not going to spoil any of that. I'm going to let her tell it, but that's definitely one you're going to want to listen to because it's awesome. It blows me away. She's a great success story, a great story of how just like being an everyday person, you can still take control of your body and have some great success. We've got another interview lined up with a current member who is, going through her own journey as a new mom, as a wife to a husband who is a long-haul truck driver, and that's difficult as well. So she's got some great story to tell. Again, a story of learning how to win in spite of life. It's great, and so we're going to have some great conversations there. We're going to put our live cast from Alpine Chiropractic up. So we got some great stuff coming up, guys. And so I just wanted to give you a heads up there. What we're talking about today is simple nutrition, okay? My goal with this conversation is to keep it under 20 minutes. We'll see if that pulls off. So here we go. I'm going to jump right into it. So early on in this podcast, some of the very first episodes, you can go back and listen to those. We had some great conversations about nutrition when we first started this because we were trying to teach you guys, first of all, what NEXT in the NEXT podcast stood for. The N is nutrition, the EX is exercise, the T is triumph. We want to teach you guys about nutrition, we want to teach you about exercise, and we want to teach you about the things that can help you win in life, to have triumph in life, in your nutrition, in your exercise, and in everyday life, building happiness, building success in your life, however you define success. Those are the three things that I want people to get out of this podcast. The nutrition episodes that we did dove really, really deep into each of the different aspects of nutrition, okay? And that can be overwhelming for a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people lately where there's just too much. You get online and you look at it and, how to eat well and healthy recipes and this, that, and the other thing. And here's the thing. It's overwhelming. I know that, guys. I get online sometimes and I'm like, man, there's just a lot of, to use a term, junk out there that is just, they purport it to be healthy. It is not. There's so much stuff out there that says that it's healthy and it's not. It's not even close to anything resembling healthy. So what is healthy? I'm going to break this down for you guys into something that is very, very simple to understand, okay? It doesn't matter what camp you fall into, okay? Whether it's paleo or vegan or carnivore or zone or Weight Watchers or whatever, okay? It boils down to something we can all agree on. Human beings need to eat real food, period. We need to eat real food. We have to stop eating processed food product, okay? What is processed food product? If it's in a box, it's probably processed food product, okay? It's really easy to figure out if something is real food, okay? You can look at stuff and tell that this is real food. You can look at stuff and say, somebody had to go through a big process to make this edible, all right? That's the easiest thing to do. You start with eating real food. What is real food? Okay, real food is, if you go back to Greg Glassman and CrossFit and Fitness in 100 Words, really quick definition of real food. Eat lean meats, vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. Okay, lean meats. We're talking about trying to stay with leaner cuts of meat everywhere that you can. But what he's trying to get at is keep us away from the processed meats. Okay? We need to stay away from things like bacon. We need to stay away from things like sausage and salami and bologna and these processed lunch meats that have put a ton of just weird chemicals into the meat. Okay? So we're trying to stay with like whole meat and unprocessed meat. All right? If you're a vegan or a vegetarian, that part, you can take that or leave that, okay? I have nothing against it. It's not something that I will ever do because I don't agree with it, and I don't agree with it from a scientific standpoint. If you want to have a conversation with me about whether or not vegan or vegetarianism is good for human beings from a scientific standpoint, you know what? Come on this podcast and we can sit down and have a discussion about it, okay? I welcome all opinions. My opinion is that it is not good, but you're welcome to come on and try to change my mind. Okay, so you're talking about meats, real whole meats that haven't been messed with. Okay, vegetables. We all know what vegetables are. Okay, it's all the green stuff that we know we should eat. It's corn. Even though there are people out there, corn's bad for you, so it's GMO. It's a starchy vegetable, guys. It really is. Once we dry it and process it down to make corn chips, it stops being good for us because we processed it down, okay? You eat lean meats, you eat vegetables, you eat nuts and seeds. Really straightforward, okay? Now, I'm going back to vegetables really quick. They can be fresh, they can be frozen, they can even be canned, okay? Canned is less preferable. Frozen is better. Fresh is probably the best, okay? But we've gotten to a point where those frozen veggies are really well done now, and it makes things quick and convenient and inexpensive. So if you're somebody struggling to eat vegetables because you don't really know how to prepare them, just grab those steamer bags of vegetables because a lot of them come in bags that you can just throw in the microwave and steam. And don't even start that conversation. If you microwave it, just kills all the nutrients. No, it doesn't. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? We're trying to get people to eat real food here. Don't get technical. We're making this simple. Okay? You can grab those steamer bags of vegetables, throw them in the microwave. Takes 3-4 minutes. Shake some salt on them. Yes, salt is fine, and it'll help them taste good. Not a ton, but a little bit. Shake some salt on it and eat it. Put some hot sauce on it and eat it. It's good, it's delicious, and it's a way to get vegetables into your diet. Okay? So you got lean meats, you got vegetables, you got nuts and seeds. That's pretty straightforward, folks. Now, if you get to a point where all you're eating is like the honey roasted peanuts, that's not good. Okay? Roasted nuts, roasted seeds, fine. But when you start adding sugar on top of them, when you start adding salt on top of them, when you start adding flavor components on top of them, now you're messing with it. Stop messing with it. You need to get yourself in a place where you can eat real food the way it is. You don't need all of these additives. We need to rip all that stuff out of your body to get you readjusted to eating real food the way it was meant to be eaten. Okay? Adding all this other stuff to real food is what's gotten us in trouble in the first place. Okay? So all these people out here that are telling you that, oh, these brownies are paleo, so they're healthy. No, they're not. They're brownies. Well, it has coconut sugar and almond flour. Okay? It's processed down flour, so it's processed nut, and then it's sugar. I don't care if it came from a coconut. It's still sugar. You added sugar to something because sugar is delicious and sugar makes it taste good. But sugar in those amounts, no matter how it comes, is not good for you. I don't care if you're talking about agave or pure maple syrup or, pure virgin unrefined cane sugar. Like, stop it. Stop. You're trying to justify a bad decision is what you're doing. And it's not helpful. Stick with real food. Okay? Just stick with it. Stop trying to put stuff in it to quote unquote make it taste good. Food in and of itself tastes good. You just have to retrain yourself because you're so used to eating processed food product that is literally make you want to eat more of it. These food companies aren't stupid, guys. They have food scientists who design these foods with specific ingredient ratios so that it lights up the right parts of your brain so that you'll want to eat more of it. You have to step away from that. You need to eat real food. Lean meats, vegetables, nuts and seeds, fruit. Okay? Fruit is okay. If you have a friend who tells you you shouldn't eat bananas because it's too much sugar, you get a stick and you hit them. Okay? Stop it. Fruit is actual real food. Now, should you eat a lot of fruit? No. Why? Because fruit is a lot of sugar. Okay? High amounts of sugar is bad for the human body. We know this. The people that deny it are denying it because they're addicted to sugar. High amounts of sugar, it's showing us it's what hyperinsulinemia. So insulin comes out and it grabs the sugar. It's part of the hormonal process. It's part of our normal process. Okay? Type 2 diabetes is an insensitivity to insulin, which means your body can't absorb that stuff. So now you got a ton of sugar sitting out in the system doing nothing, causing inflammation and wreaking havoc in your system. Okay? Fruit isn't necessarily going to do that as long as you don't eat exclusively that. Okay? High amounts of sugar is bad for your body in any form, but a little bit of sugar from something like fruit is okay. It doesn't matter what fruit it comes from. Pineapples are fine. Bananas are fine. Blueberries are fine. Strawberries are fine. Cantaloupe is fine. Watermelon is fine. Name a fruit. It's fine. You just can't eat a ton of it. You have to keep the sugar in check. Okay? You need to bias your diet towards lean meats, nuts and seeds, and vegetables. Those are the things you need to focus on. Those three things. That's what real food is. Okay? Real food is not vegan cheese. Real food is not if you have to process it down and package it to make it edible, it's probably not real food, guys. It's just not. We know, we are adept at what real food is. And if you have a question about whether or not it's real food, take a picture of it, Snapchat it to me, or send it to me on Instagram. I'll tell you if it's real food or not. You could Snapchat or Instagram message it or Facebook Messenger it to anybody in the fitness industry, and they'll tell you whether or not is this real food or is this food product. And any trainer or nutritionist worth their salt will tell you the truth about it. Okay? You need to eat real food. Okay? Lean meats, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and fruit. But fruit in very controlled amounts so that you don't put too much sugar in your body. Okay? Then you look at things like starches. Okay? Starchy vegetables, starchy carbohydrates are things like beans and rice and potatoes and corn. You have to keep those in check as well because it has the same kind of response in your body as eating too much fruit. It's a ton of sugar, it's a ton of carbohydrate, and it messes with your body. Okay? Now, you eat real food, you eat it in the right amounts. Okay? So, Fitness in 100 Words begins with the phrase, eat lean meats, vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. Keep intake to levels that support exercise and not body fat. So you can simplify that down to something from a guy named Michael Pollan who wrote a book called The Omnivore's Dilemma. He said, eat real food, mostly plants, not too much. If you look at Fitness in 100 Words, that's essentially what it is. Eat real food. But look at the list. Eat lean meat, okay? Vegetables, plants, nuts and seed, plants, some fruit, plants, little starch, plants, and no sugar. Okay? Eat real food, mostly plants, not too much. Eat to support exercise and not body fat. Okay? These are two of the most brilliant minds when it comes to simplifying fitness and nutrition. Period. And they agree on the point. They just said it differently, guys. Okay? So when you make your plate, you should have about a palm size of lean protein. You should have a tight cupped handful of like starchy carbohydrate or fruit. And then fill the rest of your plate with vegetables. And if you ask me, well, what are vegetables? You already know what vegetables are. Get that out of your head, okay? That's how you eat. And until you get control of that, nothing else is going to matter. Your friend who's trying to sell you this, that, or the other diet tea or cleansing tea, or hey, I'm doing this, that, or the other supplement company. We're doing this 8-week challenge. You'll lose a bunch of weight. None of those companies, none of those products are going to teach you how to eat for a lifetime that will sustain you in a way that's good for you. They're just not. Okay? The people who are going to teach you good things about nutrition are the people who understand that we need to eat real food in the right amounts, period. And they understand how to teach you how to pick those foods out, right? When it comes to trying to figure this out on your own, it can be difficult. It really can. I understand that. We've been programmed to think this is good for us and this is bad for us. And if it's fat-free, it's good. And if it's low sugar, it's good. And it's low carb and it's low fat and it's this, that, the other, and it's high protein. And guys, if it's being advertised as that, it's probably not real food, okay? This, that, or the other product is not going to solve your problem until your nutrition is in line, period. Until you lose some body fat, these products over here, these supplements over here are not going to help you. They're just not, okay? They may help you in the short term, but long term, they're not going to solve your problem, and it's going to actually end up making it worse because you haven't learned to eat for a result. And that's something I tell people all the time. You have to stop eating for a result, or you have to stop eating for taste. You need to eat for a result. Should food taste good? Yes. But if you eat real food all the time, food tastes good. And then when you go back to eating processed food, it doesn't taste as satisfying. Does it taste good? Yeah. But it doesn't taste as satisfying because you've conditioned your body to eat real food, and real food tastes good and has stuff in it that your body needs that satisfies your body. That's why you feel hungry all the time, because you're not eating real food. You're eating food product that doesn't have any of the things that you need to put in your body. You need to eat for a result, which means you need to eat clean, eat real food, and you need to eat in good amounts, okay? If you do that little hand trick that I just talked about a minute ago, palm size of protein, tight cupped hand of starchy carb, and a whole plate full of vegetables, you eat like that 3 times a day, 4 times a day if you're an extra large shirt, you're going to be fine, okay? Nothing else is going to help you do that until you take control of that. And here's the thing, taking control of your nutrition is the first thing you should do. I'm a gym owner. I want you here. I want to talk to you about how to make your body move better. But if you're not controlling your nutrition, no matter how well I teach you how to use your body, you're not fueling yourself right. Your workouts are going to suck. You're going to be tired, and you're not going to heal the way you should, okay? If you're not eating well, that's why you're not sleeping well. If you're not sleeping well, then you wake up in the morning and you're groggy, you feel like you need an energy drink, you need a cup of coffee, you need a pot of coffee, you're grouchy, nobody should talk to you until you've had your coffee. If you have any of those thoughts in your brain, it's because your nutrition sucks. And I'm just being honest, okay? If you want to stop that cycle and take control of your life, if you feel like your life is out of control, start with your nutrition. And don't just start with yourself. Do it with your family. Take this time to really think about this. Maybe hire a coach to help you through it at first. And then you know what? Teach your kids. Get them involved in these decisions and help them understand why we're going to eat this way now. And is it going to be hard at first? Yes. But we're going to eat this way now because it's better for us as human beings. Human beings are omnivores. We can create energy out of anything, but it's best for us to eat a nice wide blend of things, of different types of meats and different types of vegetables and different types of fruit. It's good for us. When we start eating processed food product, it makes things worse. If you have a child with ADD or ADHD, clean up their diet and their symptoms will get better. We have the proof. We know it works, okay? And if you have kids who won't eat anything but chicken nuggets and French fries, you're the parent. You've got to put a stop to that and say, we're not going to do this, okay? They won't starve to death. Yes, they may refuse the food for a day or two, but eventually they will get hungry and they will eat. But you've got to take control, and you've got to teach them and involve them in the process of We're going to eat these kinds of food because they're better for us. They're better for our bones, for our brains, for our organs, for our muscles. We'll feel better. We'll sleep better. They're all good things. Involve your spouse in this conversation. Involve your spouse in moving your life forward and learning nutrition, the right kinds of nutrition, the right way together. It will make life easier than if you're trying to do this on your own. Use nutrition as a way to take control of a piece of your life because it's something you absolutely have control over. You have 100% control over what you put in your mouth. So control it and take control of it. Eat for a result so that you can get control of a piece of your life, and now you can use that as a catalyst to control other parts of your life. So you don't feel groggy all the time. You're not tired at the end of the day, so you can have conversations with your spouse and you can play with your kids without snapping at them. Control your nutrition. For those of you guys who are already working out, if you control your nutrition, your workouts will get better, period. It's that simple, okay? If you guys need help with nutrition, I'm here for that. If you don't want me to coach you in nutrition, guys, I have connections to people who are full-time nutritionists who would love to help you make good food choices, okay? Sometimes what you need to get started is somebody who knows what they're doing so they can at least teach you the ropes. And if that's what you need, you should do that. You should spend the money to hire a coach to do that. If you don't have the money to hire a coach, then there's books out there for you to do it. One of the best places to start is a book that's The Omnivore's Dilemma and In Defense of Food. Those are great places to start, okay? If you have a friend that's trying to get you into some kind of nutritional dogma, veganism, carnivore, paleo, vegetarian, block that out for a while. Take control of the basics. Eat real food, mostly plants, not too much, okay? Use the palm trick if you have to, because it works at restaurants. It works at home. It works at the office party, okay? It's simple, guys. You don't have to overthink it, and it starts with eat real food in the right amounts. That's all I have for you guys. I hope that helps you guys make good decisions. If you need more info, if you need help with figuring this out, if you want a coach to help coach you through this to get you started, you guys shoot me a message. You can email me, crossfitcrossroads@gmail.com, or you can, in fact, starting next week, I'm going to have an email set up for just this podcast. I will have that done starting next week. But for now, email me, crossfitcrossroads@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on social media at XFitCoachB on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, or hit me up on Facebook, Brandon S. Garcia. That's all I have for you guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you later.
Then you got me. My biggest enemy is me, and even I can't stop me. They try to shut us down, and it ain't gon' slide. Only thing I fear is God, and He on my side. That's the confidence I got, 'cause He got me. That's why I really feel like you got me.